The Hamish and Andy Show podcast. Powered by Amy. Lucky you're with Amy.
What isn't a delight, and what many people are calling a stinky, stinky fish, a rodent, if you will, a rat or cat amongst pigeons, because...
Just so you know, a rat amongst a pigeon is also a bad combination, especially if the pigeons, if it's a low roof and the rat could leap and get them, and the rat's hungry and cornered.
Yeah.
Almost worse than a cat, because rats will kill without thinking. Cats are more hunters. So, just in case you thought Andy was softening it there, he wasn't.
No.
There's a rat amongst the pigeons.
Hey, Travis Barker, the drummer from Blink-182, of course, they are touring.
Yeah. Who sound a bit like Everclear, who we just played. If you don't know the band.
Yeah. That's a
Not
perfect
too
word.
much like them,
No,
but certainly,
they've certainly got
same
their
sort
own
of- probably
individual sound. Yep.
Probably the same band setup. Guitar, drums, dude.
No, I think
Round about late 90s hitting their peak.
Blink-182 is only 3 people.
Yeah, but one of them might double up on guitar.
Anyway, Travis Barker, the drummer of Blink-182, has come out and said he's not coming, not travelling out here,
And
which
it's
has disappointed many, many fans.
It has. But it is understandable. He was involved in a very bad plane accident a few years ago, people might remember, and a very understandable thing to come out and go, I don't like flying.
Get a boat, though. Take a mini-sub.
Look,
Get out here as best you can.
just because the Costa Concordia isn't running anymore, there's still probably plenty of boats around.
Yeah.
Get a little job as a musician on the way over.
That's a nice idea.
Yeah, what do you hate money? What are you, too good to play on a cruise ship now? Hey, well, we couldn't get him for comments, so we'll never know the answer.
But he's not coming out. They're going to have a replacement drummer. And most fans, and this is where the rat, smelled a rat here, saying they would have known this. They would have known he was so fearful of flying that he couldn't get out here before selling the tickets.
Yeah, so tell us.
Yeah. And so tell fans that Travis Barker's not going to be here, the drummer of Blink-182, and then we can decide whether we want to see some other drummer.
Or is it a perfect opportunity for a local Australian drummer to step into the void? AKA, why not give it to that guy everyone's talking about, the summer drummer?
Okay. You're the only person talking about him because it's you.
I am the summer drummer. A few years ago, my housemates and I, we had a game on the Xbox called Rock Tour or something like that. Was it Guitar Hero Rock Band? Rock Band World Tour, something like that. Anyway, it was like Guitar Hero, but it came with, you could plug another guitar in, someone could play the bass line. No one ever wanted to do that. Yeah. But it had drums, which were awesome, and everyone wanted to play the drums. No one wanted to sing or play bass in our band, so we had to have auditions to find out who the summer drummer was.
You had a competition at my house.
I became the summer drummer.
There was 3 of you take it very seriously.
Do you know what happened? No one followed through on their promise to go. I think it was like the last show of the year, one year on the radio show. We went, that's it, summer drummer auditions. I won, which meant that the rest of the house had to be my band.
For the
whatever I wanted to play over summer.
For the whole summer.
I could just essentially sit down in the lounge room, click the sticks. 3, 4, 5, get down here, guys. We're playing You Can Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac. Yeah. And then the guys never turned up to band practice. So the band disbanded, but I still was the summer drummer.
And you suggested to me that maybe if Travis Barker's not coming, get the second best world drummer or Blink-182 drummer in yourself.
Yep.
So I've organised an audition for you today. You can turn on Hamish's
turn on my drums.
He's just got it on his iPhone now because
we're here at the concert hall in the city with the symphony orchestra.
Just have a little practice.
Test. 2, 3. Boof, boof, boof.
Okay, the reason why I want everyone to listen to this...
That wasn't me, that was just a sound check, by the way.
...is because if Hamish isn't good enough or you think he's better than him and you are a drummer, we'd love you to call in.
This is huge.
And make sure that you're in front of your drum kit in about an hour and a half time.
Yeah, but call now because you got to get ready. But we are giving away the chance to be the drummer for Blink-182 when they get out here, subject to Blink-182's approval.
Okay.
So that is a huge prize potentially we can be giving away.
Still a chance.
We're going to put your name forward with our biggest recommendation, unless I'm better.
Okay, and this is how the audition will work. I'm going to play Ham, the chorus of one of the hit songs, and then
kick drum. Yeah,
and then as soon as it cuts off, you've got to pick up the drum beat, okay?
All right, this is exciting. Are you excited?
Yeah. Let's do it.
That's me doing a drum roll.
Let's go. Don't wait. This night's almost
There we go.
on it. Let's make this night last forever.
very small.
Guys, for everybody.
So don't bother
when
calling.
Haim thinks he's doing well, he gets high eyebrows, and for a moment they actually thought he was sounding good.
Hamish and Andy.
Hey, Ando, as part of the post-wedding wash-up, one thing that, one milestone, one benchmark you go through, first you get the photos back, and that's a bit of fun. Then the video comes in. And I was particularly keen to get my hands on the wedding video because I remember something on the day at the wedding. This is last December, so it's been a little while, but it just stuck in my mind because I remember during the ceremony...
I was during the ceremony because I was thinking maybe the thing that you wanted to see, which I wanted to see back, was when Tim Bartley,
the assassin,
tried to build a champagne tower with using the wrong glasses.
They're not our glasses, Tim.
But also
no one's ever done it before.
And they weren't those wide ones. It was just a normal
the flutes.
champagne flute, and then poured champagne in the top of one.
We had a few fall over. We had a few. Well, that's the when you get the wedding photos back, the bit of the day that as the groom you're interested in to see. Oh, what were the girls doing over in their house? You know, because. Our wedding, you could summarize, 2 images summarize each house and the difference going on. In our place, us trying to build a champagne tower, no one's ever done it before, and laughing as these champagne glasses broke. Then Tim also realising his tie was crinkled and not wanting to take it off because he had tied the perfect length. So lying his head down on the ironing board while Hayden ironed his tie while he was still wearing it. Got to the girl's house. Zoe's like a princess. All the girls around her like maids. You know, everyone's got hairs and curlers. There's a little baby there. Everyone's so beautiful.
Not a broken glass at all.
Yeah, so the photos went down a treat. Got the video back and... The one thing that had sort of stuck with me on the day was I was convinced Zoe slipped up on her vows.
Really?
Because there's a bit during the wedding where you do the repeat after me.
So during the repeat bit or the I do bit?
Actually, no, I think it was during the bit where you read the vows.
Okay.
So it's sort of like, best friends, got your back, put our marriage first and...
And if I remember correctly, that was a bit of a you had a card each, and you could read.
Had a card each,
yeah,
so we'd organised our own vows. We knew what they were, and we'd each put in something that was. This wasn't in the bit that you could sort of ad lib or freestyle your own vow. This was in the bit, and I think the final vow was, "I vow to love you unconditionally, right, forever."
That's nice.
I was positive on the day, Zoe said, "I vow to love you conditionally, forever."
Okay.
Got the video evidence back.
Yeah.
Now there's some wind rustle. But I'm positive she slipped in conditionally. She claims not deliberate.
Okay.
But it's now on the record, like legally, that's it. That's the contract. That goes down, you sign the thing, you're married. She's snuck in the mother of all loopholes here. Remember when Obama got inaugurated the first time and he...
Do you want her to redo it?
He did it... Well, I don't know.
I mean, not many people renew their vows
straight away on a technicality. It certainly won't be a romantic occasion. They'll be there with a judge and someone to tear up the old contract and write the new one down. Because she's got one syllable and you completely change the whole notion of the wedding. It's pretty much akin to saying I don't and no one noticing it.
If she did have a condition, what do you think it would be?
No, not one. Many conditions.
Yeah, no, but say if she had one big one.
If Zoe could have one condition over the marriage. So I love her unconditionally, and so it's just like whatever.
She loves you conditionally.
Yeah, she loves me conditionally. So I'm on my side of the fence going, whatever you do, it's unconditional. Yeah. I shall not judge.
So why do you reckon she dropped the
I think she'll do the unconditional version of wishing for more wishes. I think her condition would be all love will be at Zoe's approval.
Hamish and Andy.
Who are we about to brand?
Well, let's not arrest them just yet because I want to give people fair warning. It's coming to the end of a hot summer. It's still in a hot summer, still in a very hot summer.
Yeah.
We've probably still got a few more weeks of it. Public toplessness is a hot issue, literally. But not because the bodies are hot. No, let's not confuse it with that.
Well, that's a really important thing to note then. Are we targeting these guys that have peptides to their bodies and looking terrific and they're going topless, or just...
All of them.
All of them.
Everyone. You can be topless at the beach. I'll give you that. I'll grant you that. You're allowed, if you're going in the water, you can undo your shirt just before you get in and slip in, and that's fine. But look, toplessness has its place in society, Ando. I saw a guy this morning riding along on his bike with a business he's in jeans and he's got a business shirt unbuttoned, all the buttons unbuttoned, and it's flapping in the breeze. And because of the movement of the bike, we can just see most of his body. Yeah. I would hypothesize that it is never. What is the instance? Maybe outside of a Diet Coke commercial where you can be in jeans and topless.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're in Tap Dogs or Manpower, I cannot think of an appropriate time when you've got jeans and you're topless. I understand board shorts and topless.
I'm not sure if they're doing it in Tap Dogs either, mate.
Probably are.
No, I don't think
well, these
so.
days they would be just to boost ticket sales.
No, I think it was a reputable tap dancing stage show.
Here we go. We've got a Tap Dog fan. One of the Tap Pups is here.
All I'm saying is... So you're saying you'd allow that? I reckon if I went to a musical and saw them all dance around their tops off, that they weren't meant to be. I reckon that'd be a bit confusing.
Come on, if you're going to Tap Dogs, why
am I defending Tap Dogs?
As if you are walking out over toplessness, so you're happy for them to tap dance with the vest on. Why do you want to go to Tap Dogs so much?
I don't know.
It probably hasn't even been on for 10 years.
I'd prefer to move on.
Okay, well, obviously we've touched a nerve here with Andy and Tap Dogs, but let's just pretend that had never been brought up.
Yeah.
If you're not in Tap Dogs or Manpower, I don't understand. Denim and toplessness can not mix.
Never the twain
If you
shall
wore
meet. Yeah.
jeans out, bad luck. It's a hot day for you.
Yep.
I know jeans are a hot pants, but I'm so sorry. You can't just be walking around with jeans and no top
And
on.
apparently we do it more in Australia than any other country.
Oh, Mediterranean countries love
They do a
tops
little bit
off.
of that. No, but
Old
I'm
men
talking
love
about
tops off.
jeans.
Oh,
And
jeans, right.
remember the Busketeers that came out?
Yeah, the American
guys. They came out, and one day I saw him just walking down the street with he was jeans with top off. And I said, what are you doing, Wenzel? And he said, everyone does it here, and you're not allowed to do it in America.
Live it up, man. We don't actually do it here.
And we don't. And we're
Singlet's
not
fine.
allowing it.
I would say a singlet is welcome, is appropriate in almost any circumstance.
Yeah.
As long as it's not one of those super thin ones that guys with great bodies wear to music festivals.
Yeah.
Just a normal singlet, great, fine. Wear it to a restaurant. I don't mind. I think it's okay to have the top of your arms exposed.
Yeah.
But let's see if we can curb toplessness. Here's the thing. If you like going topless, you know someone that does, 131060.
Can we take out runners? If someone's
during the run.
But
you can't be wandering the streets, doing a bit of "Hey ladies, yes, it's enjoy the show, check it out."
I agree, but if you've completed a run or you're midway through a run,
sometimes heat will be a factor.
Yeah.
And I really rate the guys. You know, sometimes you see a guy running with his top off, and you go, "Well, you definitely shouldn't have your top off." So good on you. You're in the zone.
So what are you asking him?
If you want to take your top off, or you know someone that wants to take their top off, 131060. Let us assess the situation. Let us be the jury.
Yep.
We'll grant you permission to or not to. If you break the rules, we see you out, we're going to arrest you. I think that's fair enough.
Amy on 131060. Amy, your husband gets about with his top off.
Yeah, he does. He loves it.
Okay, explain
Okay.
the
What's
scenario.
his probably his most audacious tops off move?
It was just a couple of weeks ago. He was at an over 28s nightclub, and he was invited to participate in a dancing competition.
Yeah.
So he was up on stage and took his shirt off, and he ended up winning $250.
Sure. Tom Williams did it on Dancing with the Stars. It's a good move. But, and look, was it in drink cards or cash?
No, in cash.
Jeez, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he take his top off? If you had to say, as a reasonable member of the public, what percentage of it was comedy and what percentage of it was him wanting to show off his body?
Really good question.
Definitely 100% comedy.
Oh, that's fine.
That's fine.
Tops off is great. Tops off for comedy, not a problem.
Gets the tick of approval.
He's in a performance situation.
Yes.
Fantastic.
If he, though, had got up, just to say it wasn't Amy's husband, had got up on a podium, taken his top off, citizens arrest.
Just started doing some push-ups.
Yeah.
You're going home not topless. We're going to put a straight jacket on you. You'll never be able to show your nipples again.
Doyle on 131060. Doyle, your brother.
Oh, what a classic, my brother. Preston went for 3 days without a shirt over the New Year's period a couple of years ago.
Yikes. Was he camping?
No, we were down at Sydney, down in the Botanic Gardens, watching the fireworks.
Oh,
and,
he was amongst the public.
Day.
Yep.
Amongst the public, yeah, hot day. 1:30 in the morning, catching the train back in Sydney, crammed in with all people. He's sitting on there, sweating away, shirt off. The old lady next to him, I don't think, noticed or didn't mind. I'm not sure.
What's he wearing under?
3 days.
Over the 3 days.
Has he showered?
Oh yeah, showered. It was odd 30-odd degrees.
So he's changing clothes. He's changing clothes. He's changing bottoms.
Over the 3 days, did he change his bottoms?
I didn't pay attention. I was just more impressed that he just kept counting the hours of how long he'd had a top off for.
So we've got him at the Botanic Gardens. We've got him on public transport. The next day, where was he?
Next day, around the house, down to the beach, came back, and then next day, because 2 days in Sydney, freeway back home to Newcastle. So
on the road. So we've got him. We've got sightings of him on the road.
Public transport
down the beach. He drives to the beach. Or you catch public transport.
No, we drove to the beach. So a few car trips, shirts off. So I was sitting out on the fence at 2:00 on New Year's morning. With the
a lot of nighttime shirtlessness. We've got an old lady that's been offended, who's been an eyewitness to this.
Yeah.
It was crammed. The trains are packed. Don't get me wrong. Everyone's been to New Year's in Sydney, and
true, but
kind
it's
of
almost
nice and
more.
quiet, sardine.
It's almost more of a reason to put a top on, just out of respect.
Hey, some of us would agree. Yes, obviously not his forte. So hey,
do you want to see him locked up for this? I mean, it sounds like you might be defending.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds like
would you like to see him fry for this?
I'd like to see maybe some public naming and shaming, but I love him and I love what he stands for, which is, I don't know what he stands for.
Well, it stands for no material on the top half of his body.
Well, he's certainly not supporting the textiles industry, which needs a lot of help in this country. Preston isn't just going to jail for this. He's public enemy number one.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, they might rename the laws after him. Who knows? I don't know what's going to happen.
Conan the Barbarian wears a shirt more than he does. Professional wrestlers wear a shirt more than this.
I think you could be right. Yeah.
What's Preston's surname?
It's Preston Grieve.
Preston Grieve. Well, there you go. Yep. Public enemy number one, Preston Grieve.
Arrest on site.
Arrest on site. Try and grab him. He'll be slippery.
He's going to be sweaty, but you have to get him. You might need a net or a big sheet. Good luck, everyone.
Hamish and Andy.
Hamish and Andy.
Haim, you're right. The Beyonce documentary.
Life is but a dream.
Yeah.
Wonderful documentary. What was there was an ad.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's the Tats Lotto ad. Life could be a dream. No, it's not her endorsement for Tats Lotto.
It's
way more in depth and powerful than that.
And I think Jay-Z has got $1 billion or something. So
it'd be a shame if they won. I feel like it would be really taking the fun out of it for people doing a syndicate at work.
Yeah.
And it's an incredible side of Beyonce and Jay-Z that you see, and because you watch it sort of hoping that they will be just average behind the scenes, but they're perfect.
Yeah, they're having a good time.
They're an incredible time. They're having. It's not like it's like Beyonce's going, oh, Jay-Z does the worst farts after Mexican.
You don't get any of that, which is a shame.
But if Jay-Z did fart, it would sound amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
It would sound like it was
to a beat
produced by Timbaland.
Yeah. Or Jay-Z.
Yeah. Or himself. Yeah. But he doesn't. I don't want to give you the wrong idea of the doco.
Yeah.
It's not Jay-Z laying down a flatulence bed while Beyonce raps over it.
Yeah. No, not
but,
at all.
They're on 10 album deals, so eventually the barrel runs dry. So we could expect it further down the track. But it is an amazing insight into, just following a year around, seeing how much work she puts in.
And you hear a little bit about how she came to fall in love with Jay-Z, how much he supports her. And there's a part where we've got an interview a bit here with Oprah Winfrey. Ham, and this is what we found mind-boggling about the start of their relationship.
I think you get a great sense of is your relationship with Jay-Z. You balance being the fierce, independent woman with obviously a woman who also adores and loves her man.
Absolutely.
How has he helped you?
On so many levels. We were friends first for a year and a half before we went on any date, on the phone for a year and a half.
Whoa. Wowee, on the phone for a year and a half, and this is a busy woman.
Yeah, that is such a long phone call.
That is an amazing amount of time to put in the phone. If you're in a payphone, even thinking about the charging, you get the hot ear when you talk on the phone. You're definitely hands-free, definitely speaker, and you've got to be moving around doing chores.
So we had to hear that twice.
We were friends first, on the phone for a year and a half.
Just crazy. And on I went,
what kind of plan? If she had a plan, though, where
unlimited. You have to have unlimited.
Well, also, if you get to nominate the number, and she nominated Jay-Z for free calls.
Yeah. Well, you didn't. It doesn't matter. You're not calling anyone else.
Yeah, he wouldn't have
Just unlimited.
Unlimited.
Doesn't matter.
It would have tied it up. She wouldn't need
No
to
data.
No.
You wouldn't use data. So anyway, but the thing that struck us was not really the way you could save money by screwing one of the big telcos out by having such a long phone call.
Yeah.
Ando and I went, look, that is how you
Would she have had a second phone, Ham, for other people to call her on? Or
she probably IM'd and stuff. Just she would have been able to roam around the house and be on the net. Because you got stuff, you got to eat. And it's a really incredible achievement, and it is something that brings people closer together. So when Ando and I were watching it this morning, we went, wow, that a year and a half on the phone together, that is going to bring you closer. Yeah. So Ando and I, before lunch, just don't think about this too hard, but we managed to squeeze in a year and a half phone call to each other. Yeah. And it was really special, and we've got a few of the highlights here from our 18 months on the phone.
Day 1, 5 minutes in.
Do you love frozen yogurt?
Oh my God, that's so funny you say that. There's a place right near my house and it is amazing.
Oh my God, I think I know the one.
Yeah, the place where you just pay by the weight. You can have whatever you want on the top.
Yes. And you know what the best topping is?
Oreo. Yes, snap. So much by far.
2 weeks and 4 days.
So then, because it was rained out, the mini golf place, they gave us coupons so we could all come back.
Well, that's good of them.
Yeah, look, it was good of them. But realistically, you're talking about reorganising a date that's convenient for, all 12 of the kids out there at the party. So, it never actually happened, which was disappointing.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, well, my 9th birthday was actually Hollywood themed.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and I had a great little denim jacket at the time, so
nifty.
James Dean was obviously a good choice.
Oh, yeah, he's timeless.
Yeah,
it's great.
I thought so. And I best remember the day...
3 months and 22 days.
Frog.
Falcon.
Flamingo.
Yeah, good one. Flying fish.
Isn't that just under fish, which is we've already done fish?
Yeah, I think I'm going to allow it for myself.
Okay. Faldor.
Who's that?
That's the big flying dog, I think, from the Neverending Story.
No, we said no made-up ones. Okay, I think we've done F.
All right.
Animals starting with G. Goose.
Goblin.
Remember, no made-up ones.
No, goat.
Good.
Not an animal.
No, I was just saying good.
Oh, yeah, right, sorry.
Gerbil.
Gerbil is one.
14 months and 19 days.
And I just dribbled it in and pulled onto the back stick because I was quite strong on a back stick shot back in the day. And then that was when I had to... So are you asleep?
No.
So you're just very quiet.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking and listening. I'm taking it all in.
What's that noise?
I don't know.
Are you playing Xbox?
Nope. No, I can't hear anything.
Well, you've obviously just muted it.
Yeah, sounds good.
17 months, 29 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes and 4 seconds.
And that's when I knew that one day I probably wanted to maybe play the trumpet.
Well, it's very good to have goals.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Okay, see ya. Bye.
Hamish and Andy.
Haim, thanking Amy again.
Good on him.
Keeping the podcast free, powering it.
How's this? Are they still doing Dings of Our Lives?
You bet they are.
Good, because that's what I was going to talk about. If you go to their Facebook page, if you've got a Dings of Our Lives story, i.e. if you've got an accident that you reckon could fit in their ads, sort of like a bit like the Goose one, more
just what's your best
plausible.
dingle?
What's your best ding? Keep it at a ding because it's sort of,
No, if you've had a fairly good go at a crash.
If you've driven off... Jeez, if you've driven off a cliff and you survived, let's hear about that.
Well, I'll tell Amy about it.
Tell Amy about it. You can win
their Facebook page.
You can win 10 grand. But if you've had, for basketballs sort of hit you...
Glanced your blinker.
What's a great... think of a great one right now that hasn't been on the ad. They're actually quite hard to fake. And that's why I think this is a good contest. Because if people write in with them, you're probably going to get a real one.
We want their real ones.
No, I know.
They have to be real ones.
I'm just saying from Amy's perspective, I'm always looking out for Amy because they look out for us. Yeah. So I don't want them to be duped.
Yeah. So, yeah, no fake ones, real ones.
But then I've just realised in saying that it does insinuate that maybe we think people that listen to the podcast are dupers. And you're definitely not.
No,
you're
these
a
people aren't
great
dupers.
person.
Yeah, but $10,000.
Forget about any of the accusations that have been flying around in the last minute.
You could win Amy Page on Facebook.
Yep.
Ding of your life.
Yep. Ando, here's something I'd like to know. There are people that walk amongst us, yet we don't know who they are. They're not vampires. We know who they are.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. Glimmering skin.
Yeah, well, I've never seen one.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Well, I know who they are. Okay. Here's one. I reckon if you looked out on the street, it was a fairly busy street. Doesn't have to have a shopping centre, but maybe a strip of shops. Six shops.
That kind of busy. Yeah, fair enough.
Not a huge shopping strip.
It's not a hub for the suburb, but you dash down there and get your odds.
And it's 10:30 on a Thursday morning. So it's not peak hour,
No.
but there's a scattering of people around. Maybe
Probably a
some
few mums.
Mums out with
Yeah.
the kids. Kids probably aren't in this category, but still, mums are out. When you just imagining that streetscape now,
I am, yeah.
you're probably looking at three of these people and you don't even know it.
Okay.
Who are they? I can hear you almost shouting at me with your eyes.
Yeah, is it the lady that's just unpeeling her ice cream wrapper and putting it in the bin?
She's
or
not
is it...
there. It's freezing. It's raining. We're thinking of different streets. Wikipedia contributors. People that go online and update Wikipedia.
Yeah, who are you?
There must be millions of them around.
Yeah.
Because
Or
anything
one
you
super efficient one.
anything you want to look at,
Probably more than one.
anything, no matter how boring it is, buttons, beans, other non-B words, pears, anything, tomatoes.
not
Who's
even-
the guy going?
Not even food.
No, things outside of buttons and food.
Ian Ziering.
Ian Ziering's probably got. He's got to have a very detailed Wikipedia and
Yeah.
have several links.
Including the pronunciation of his name.
I know it's Ian, but no one's going to know. People aren't going to know who Ian Ziering is anyway.
Exactly. He's from 90210.
Not the new one.
Anyway, but the point is, someone is contributing.
Double paned glass.
Yeah.
Boom. Someone's doing a Wikipedia on it. Who are they? There must be a lot of people out there. 131060, reveal yourselves.
Yes.
Uncloak yourselves. I would love to know. I'd just love to talk to a Wikipedia contributor. And if there's one page, like there's probably about 100 guys that want to do the one on, I don't know, ferns.
Yeah.
Because they're,
ferns are good.
botanists or
Botanists,
something.
yeah. Are they all contributing?
Are you guys all competing against each other, or is there sort of a king of the ferns acknowledged and you back off?
I'd be interested to ask them a few questions about how it works as well. I mean, can you override everybody? Or can someone just...
He gets stuff deleted off
Can
there.
someone-
I think for a little while I was married to a sandwich.
Is it? Yeah,
on
you were.
Wikipedia.
Is it, or is it like jousting where you go your information, they're going, someone else is battling for it, and then you just eventually kind of give up or something like that? Because
Is that jousting?
I'm not sure if it is.
Sounded a bit more like a tug of war.
It could be.
For a full explanation of jousting, though, we will now Wikipedia jousting.
Exactly. 13,
I would love to find some Wikipedia contributors. And look, if you're responsible for a page and it's pretty much all you're doing, let's hear about it.
Greg on 131060, you are a contributor to Wikipedia.
I am a contributor to Wikipedia.
How many hours a week are you doing it?
Yeah.
I've only actually ever done it once in my entire life.
What page did you do, Greg?
It was a poem, an ancient Celtic poem, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't even remember the title of it.
I know the one.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's
the one.
Yeah, cool.
Prance, prance, thy river dance. Flatly, flatly dance again. Softly, softly prance your dance.
That's it. Yeah.
When will you dance again?
So
You really should contribute.
well, Hayden doesn't need to. He's read your page.
We love the poll.
What brought you? Why'd you pick that up? Why'd you think? Hang on, I need to put up a poem that no one will remember, not even myself in the future. And you were so keen to do it that you got on and did it at Wikipedia.
Well, because I'd found that the information myself was terribly useful. And I can't remember.
Sure.
I put it up because I actually somebody else had already put the Wikipedia page up, but they hadn't put the words of the poem up.
Oh,
it was
idiots.
just a page about the poem.
So
and not the poem
they
itself.
ain't just gone, look, somewhere out there there's a Celtic poem.
Yeah.
Which turns out to be not an unusual circumstance, I can't remember the poem, but if anyone out there knows about it, pop it up
Back
for
up
us.
the word.
Greg,
well
was
done,
there a bit of you when you put it up there feeling a little bit proud of yourself that in future generations you are laying down a foundation of knowledge?
I was adding to the world's bank of knowledge, and my children's children are going to be so proud of me.
Just if anyone can remember the name of the poem.
They'll be able to track it
Because at the moment they're going to have to sift through the billions of articles online until they find it. Greg, do you get it? When you sort of become a contributor, do they tell you how many times someone looks at the page? They give you an alert if someone's gone to your page.
No, I just assume that lots of people do.
Greg,
well, they might actually. We don't know. They might be doing it, but we're just not hearing it.
Or Greg, you are on an alert email system and no one's gone to it.
Just been a bit quiet at the moment.
That's actually probably more like it.
Thanks, Greg.
Thanks, Greg. We're going to Wikipedia it. We'll find it.
Tony, on 131060, you also can give a bit of a contribution to Wikipedia.
Yes, that's correct. I actually do two jobs, and I teach specialist, and I'm also a psychic, Tony Rose Psychic of Melbourne.
Hang on, so you teach specialists?
No, my IT specialist.
Oh, IT,
sorry.
so
I know a lot about
specialist.
the internet and websites and things.
Oh, yeah, I heard that as IT's specialist.
Get on there and just taunt.
Hey, Four Eyes. Less nose in the book. Get outside. No, that's cool. I would never tease a specialist.
Yeah. So you're an information technology specialist.
So how many pages have you contributed to on Wikipedia?
No, I've only actually added one word because it's actually transmedium psychic or transmedium, which is an actual psychic skill.
Yeah, between mediums.
It basically means you communicate directly with people who have died and actually take them on into your own body, and you'll be able to pass on messages and energy and messages to people that are alive. So
would you say that's what Whoopi Goldberg is doing in Ghost? Because she did take on Patrick Swayze's body and
jumped
got
into his
very,
body.
very sensual with Demi, didn't she?
You've got to be careful with it. You have to be a natural sort of psychic to do this sort of work. So,
is it a legal defence to say there was a ghost in me?
If you were sitting behind,
you should put that on the Wikipedia page.
With one of your
Listen,
friends.
I, the Hamburglar, snuck into my body. That's why I broke into McDonald's at night and stole all their burgers.
We'll see how it goes.
Okay,
with
good.
the jury, you never know.
Because it seems like a wonderful loophole.
Thanks,
but that's why Wikipedia exists. Hang on a sec. There's got to be more. Like, if you would...
So far we've had one poem and one word.
I can't even remember
they want to
the
remain
poem.
off the radar, mate. It's like Enemy of the State. They're off the grid. Good on them. No, not really.
That wasn't what that film was about either. Terrible day for analogies.
This is Hamish and Andy.
Hamish and Andy, fourth drive home. Haim.
What a big deal.
Well, you and I were shocked today when we heard that Travis Barker, lead drummer of Blink-182.
There are a few guys at the back who just sort of sway, clap their hands and go, uh-huh.
Yeah, but he's the lead
He's
drummer.
the lead drummer.
Yeah, of the Blink-182. He's not coming out because he's scared of flying.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough, because he was in a plane accident.
Absolutely.
But it's outrage for your fans because they thought they were getting the full tour.
Yeah.
You know? They thought they were getting everybody.
But there has been a silver lining in that announcement, in the fact that we now have the opportunity to give away the slot to play as Blink-182's drummer.
Subject to us getting onto them and then putting them forward. And
Words.
Okay.
It annoys me that you keep putting the fine print in the exciting contest bit.
It's also important. Anyway, we are giving this away.
Yep. Giving away the chance.
Drummers have been calling
to be put forward.
And we start with Winston, who I believe knows Cackling Jack, and he hasn't snuck through. That way he's still
Winston, I smell a rat. Good afternoon.
There you go.
Winston, how do you know Cackling Jack?
Cousins.
Cousins.
Hey, g'day, Win. How you going?
Hey, Jack. How are you?
All right,
Glad you like
guys.
this. You like Blink-182.
Let's keep the catch up to a minimum
Okay,
here. This is a
so-
professional audition.
But
Winston,
Cackling
are you
Jack, because we've got someone who can vouch for him, like
Is
a
he a good-
reference.
is he a good drummer?
Yeah, he's been drumming for years, like 10 years, hey, Win?
Yeah, just about.
Okay, great. So you've got the drum kit there?
Still.
Yeah, sitting on it right now.
Just give us a little whack of, say, a snare drum. Yeah, he knows what that is. All right, that's good.
Sounded like you had 3 shots of it, though, Winston.
So, Winston, how this is going to work is put us on speaker.
Right.
Okay, and then we're going to play the
song.
chorus of Blink-182. And then when it kind of kicks back into the forever part, you're just going to take it away and start drumming, all right?
Sure. Give
Okay,
my best.
and then just do that for about 5-10 seconds, because guess what? We're not going to be able to, you're not going to be able to hear us on the phone over us yelling to stop.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Give you that sort of About 7 seconds. Pick back up the phone. We might have a chat to you. If you seem like you're going too long, no hard feelings. You understand we probably have to fade you down and move on to Rob, who's next.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, Winston, if you're at the ready, we'll get ready to play this music. You ready?
Yeah, ready.
All right, good luck.
Let's go, don't wait. This night's almost over. Honest, let's make this night last forever.
Go for it.
Surely I was better than that.
Not bad.
Winsto.
How'd it go?
Yeah, not
Gee,
bad.
really good.
Yeah,
Just realising now that phones aren't the best instruments to pick up the full range of a drum.
But I heard quite a really quick...
You're on all of them.
Yeah. Drum roll. He's ahead.
You're leading.
Thank you, Win.
Yeah, I
okay.
was actually trying to play quite softly.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
no,
It was
appreciate
good.
that. Winston, stay on the line.
Yeah.
You're definitely in the running
Right,
to
he's
play
ahead.
with Blink-182
Rob.
subject to their approval.
How are you, Rob?
Hey,
How old are you, mate?
I'm 15.
Yeah, good.
Big
mate.
opportunity for you, Rob. Are you excited?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Hey, Rob,
And
are
if
you
you-
likely to drop out of school if this comes off?
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
That's what we
School
want.
Sucks, man.
That's what well, no, but
Okay.
drumming's cool.
Drumming's cool.
Drumming,
Okay. All right.
drumming will do
Hey,
more for you
Is
than...
someone holding the phone or are you there on speaker?
I'm on speaker at the moment. And can I say one quick little thing?
Just give us a snare hit.
I mean, drummers don't usually get to do... What do you want to say, Rob?
Okay, I just want to give a quick little shout out to my best friend, Siobhan, Bianca, and Olivia.
Well, you get ready to have a lot more lady best friends when you become the drummer for Blink-182,
Okay, just
subject to their approval.
Give us one snare hit so we know you're real. Yeah, good.
He's
All right,
real.
Here we go.
You know
Play
the
it.
deal, Rob.
Let's go, don't wait. This night's almost over. Honest, let's make this
He started.
last forever.
I feel like we messed up the timing there, Rob. You might have just finished.
You came in early, but that's fine.
But
Rob,
that shows punk enthusiasm.
they love
that's
a short song.
That's the kind of energy the rest of the boys in the band will appreciate.
Thank you, Rob. Tim, we're on to now. Tim,
you're pretty excited to play with Blink-182, subject to their approval?
I sure am, mate.
good. How long have you been playing drums for, Tim?
I've been playing for about 15 years.
Oh, wow. That's five more than Winnie.
That's as old as Rob.
If Rob came out drumming, he's got your match, but I don't think that happened. All right, Tim, prove that you're there on actual drums by hitting the floor, Tom.
All right.
I think you might have hit mute or hang up.
What a terrible audition.
Promise. Drumming is... Oh, sorry, you're back, Tim. Tim.
Yeah, mate.
Oh, sorry, hit the floor, Tom.
He might have... Jeez, that's
yeah,
good.
that's good.
He might have thought you were saying Tim in a New Zealand accent.
Okay.
So don't use the name Tom for the different drums.
All right, Tim, good luck. If you can hear the music, pick it up as they go into the Forever part.
Just
Blink-182.
rip into it.
Yeah.
Let's go, don't wait. This night's almost over. Honest, let's make
Good luck, Tim. Better than the band. Timmy.
Tim,
have you caught your breath?
Yeah, mate.
Oh, great. Good hitting. Good
How
hitting.
was that? Was that the gig of your life? That was amazing.
Oh, well, dude, when I heard that Travis wasn't making it out, I was pretty bummed, but this is almost the next best thing, so...
What, playing with the band is almost as good as seeing them?
No, I think auditioning.
Oh, auditioning, right. Well, Tim, I got some pretty exciting news for you, mate.
Yeah.
You are going to be put forth as the candidate
Put forward?
to drum for Blink-182.
Yeah!
You did it! You did it! Play some drums to celebrate if you want, because now you're maybe Blink-182's drummer. How does that feel?
Well, hands down to Travis. I don't want to take his job. So, yeah, no, I would probably not play just in,
Oh, that's not very good for the promo, Tim. You can't turn down the prize. No, what's going to happen?
I'd love the new car, but guess what?
I've got a good car. Out of respect to people that don't have cars, I think I'm just going to give it back. No, Tim, this is exciting. What's going to happen from here is, you go on the website, find out the tour dates, pack your bags, do your gear. From our end, we'll dot the I's and cross the T's, put you forth to the band with our encouragement.
You're not
and
playing.
it should... it should progress pretty smoothly.
I
you're
changed my
welcome.
mind.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Nah, you've got it, Timmy. Just a few
Hamish
little
and Andy.
technicalities to sort out. Well done.
Driving.
Enjoy the tour. Get as many babes as you can.
Driving you home.
Hamish and Andy.
Home. Got a little look. Here's the subject line.
Yeah.
Single man problems.
Oh, yeah. You need
SMPs. And
DJ Havana Brown's phone number, do you? All right.
I'm using
1-800
when I say
fat beats.
I'm using
You.
man as in mankind. So this applies to both sexes.
Okay.
Okay.
Single people's problems.
SPPs then.
Okay. Just since it's not gender specific, don't put the word man in it.
But you can use man as in mankind.
Sure.
Mankind's both genders.
I think humanity people is an easier one. My mum is not a man because she's part of mankind.
I didn't name it, man. Anyway, I'm not sure if you've realised this, but iPhone 5s, actually iPhone 4s, etc., have iMessage.
They do, yep.
Same thing with communication applications such as WhatsApp, and you can even see it on Facebook. Now when you're typing a text message, it tells the other person that you're typing.
Gives you the ...
Yeah.
Something, or it just says, something's being read. Something's happening over there.
Yeah, exactly. Facebook,
It's always
I think
interesting.
someone's typing. Like, it's just say SMM Messenger as well. Bit of like someone's typing message.
Something's happening.
Yeah. Which I think is great, but you've got to be wary of it because it really has shortened the amount of time you're allowed to put into the thought of a text message.
But that's assuming someone's watching their feed for you to write.
True.
Because DJ Havana Brown is busy. You keep bombarding her with text. She ain't going to be looking at it all
Never
the time.
texted her in my life.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't have a
whatever you
number.
call them.
She's got a partner.
So you know you don't have a number, so you've checked. What are you sending her? Letters? Gorillograms? Stripograms?
What I'm saying is I'm trying to help
You're
people
asking
out.
for DJ Havana Brown's number.
I'm
Okay,
not-
I'll find it.
I don't.
Mission accepted.
Why
did you make up some story about iMessage if you're just after a phone number?
This isn't for me. This is for all.
It's for a friend called Andy Bleak.
For everybody out there. Be wary that they can tell that you're typing. Is what I'm
Sure.
saying. Be aware of that.
Maybe write it down on a piece of paper and then quickly type it in. Want to have a little practice? Is that what you're saying? So they
Well,
don't know that
it's-
you're doing something?
That's a suggestion, but I mean-
Dear No. Dear DJ Cutie. That's better. So you can do a few of those. Troubleshoot a little bit.
It's Hamish and Andy driving you
My
home.
heart is a turntable. Spin it. Well, that's why you write it down on paper.
Hamish and Andy.
Big weekend for the two of us. Didn't get a chance to properly catch up, and we had Beyonce news today that we had to cover off on. The fact that she was on the phone for
Share on that.
18 months. That was crazy.
We had to we had to talk about people having the tops off. We had to give away the opportunity to drum with Blink 182, which is an amazing prize.
Absolutely.
To be considered for.
It's all in the podcast, HamishAndy.com. You can go there. The podcast is there. But
The competition, by the way, to be considered to be Blink 182's drummer has closed.
It's closed.
But certainly something worth mentioning to co-workers and friends tonight if you see them.
Yeah.
Bit of Did You Hear?
Did you hear what a
Lot
major
of
giveaway?
buzz.
Yeah, plenty.
A lot of buzz about that.
Anyway, you and I should have a chance to catch up, and I think we should do it over jazz. Yeah.
Hey, Endo. What do you think of this T-shirt?
Not great.
Recognise it?
No.
No? You should.
Looks a bit like my dad on the front.
Yeah, it says Bluetooth Johnson, and it's got a guy with a Bluetooth earpiece and just a sort of a cartoon of him. Bought it about 10 years ago. But cleaned out the bedroom on the weekend, and Zoe was trying to throw it on my T-shirt, so I'm having to wear a lot of T-shirts I don't like in order to preserve their life.
Prove to her that you like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like this at all. I don't know why I'm doing it. Too honest by you, by the way. Pretty quick on the don't like
Well,
it.
it wasn't very good.
Yours isn't that great. What do you got, a baby blue one with a little pocket?
This is considerably better.
What do you keep in your little pocket, mate?
Just-
Mini Sharpies, crayons. It's a child's pocket.
Just
You've got a
business
kid's
cards,
pocket. Keep a dummy in there. Keep a crusket in there.
All I
Huh?
can say is considerably
Got you
better.
keep a chopper chop in your top pocket before playgroup.
It's 13 times better than Bluetooth Johnson.
Certainly isn't.
They have.
Yeah, sorry.
That's right. You know when
Turned into jazz argument.
I asked you you asked me for a drink of water earlier, and I didn't bring you one straight away.
You went outside and you came back with a bottle of water for yourself.
I could only find mugs. Would you have accepted water out of a mug? Because
that's funny, because someone else found a glass.
Yeah, I couldn't find the glasses, but I'm saying, put that aside. Would you have accepted?
I can't.
Would you have accepted the water out of a mug? It's normally a
No,
canister reserved for hot drinks.
I refuse to believe that in a building designed to hold hundreds of people, we only have mugs.
Believe it.
Oh, I don't. Hey, Ando.
Yeah.
Have you seen Eric Banner lately?
No.
Has he had a lot of plastic surgery?
I don't think so. I haven't seen him, though.
Yeah, right. No, because I passed a guy this morning in a silver hatchback that could be Eric Banner if he'd had a lot of plastic surgery. Probably not him.
Hey, Ham.
Yeah.
Before Bin Laden passed away, died.
Passed away from natural causes of very fast bullets.
Allergic to bullets,
Straight in the head.
If you saw him in a bar, would you have the guts to try and make a citizen's
so
arrest?
interesting, because I saw a guy that looked like Bin Laden, and just recently...
If he hadn't had plastic surgery?
No, a real Bin Laden that hadn't bothered to change his appearance. And I was thinking to myself, he would have actually probably rejoiced, like a lot of people did. I know, Obama rejoiced when they got Bin Laden, because finally the questions about him, oh, hang on, are you... That would have all been over for him. Hey, Ando.
Yeah, man.
I bumped into a 5-year-old child today, and he said, I wonder if Andy's going to give my pocket back from my T-shirt.
I bumped into the cleaner here at work, and he wonders when you're going to borrow your shirt to clean the place. It's terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't aware that the cleaners were using fashion T-shirts to clean now.
Just old rags,
Yeah,
mate.
well, while you're talking to the cleaner, see if he knows where all the glasses in the building are. That probably has about 200 glasses you couldn't even find for a friend, because you're too busy putting pogs in your top pocket or your Pokemon cards because you're a child that wears a child's T-shirt.
So we've got time for everybody. Thank you very
If you
much.
just tuned in for the rest of the show, we were very good friends.
Thank you for being with us. The podcast, HamishAndy.com, will prove our friendship. Very amicable for the first 2 hours today.
Hey, let's go and have why don't we go have a cupcake?
Yeah, sure.
Go, okay.
Small kids' food. You have another dig?
We'll go play on the slides and have a cupcake.
It's Hamish and Andy. Bye.
See ya.
That was the Hamish and Andy Show podcast, powered by Amy. Lucky you're with Amy.